Welcome to the Programming Electronics Academy podcast. Join us every other week as we explore how everyday people are creating extraordinary things in the world. Find us online at programmingelectronics.com.
Hello, and I hope you are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If this is your first time tuning in, hey, welcome. If you enjoy the show, I hope you decide to subscribe. We started this podcast because we really wanted to help educate and hopefully inspire people about programming and electronics, just to see all the cool stuff that's kind of going on out there. Maybe there's something you hear in the show and you think, oh man, I could use that in my project, or oh, that might be a solution for this or that, or maybe so-and-so could use that information. So every other week, we release a show on Monday morning for your routine, whatever that might be. Maybe your commute to work, or you're hitting the treadmill, whatever. And what we'll do is bring on a guest who's doing some interesting things in technology. Usually it's going to be associated with Arduino or microcontrollers, just because that's where I'm most interested in. And let me tell you, we have a really cool guest on today. I think you're going to enjoy it thoroughly. His name is Ray, and he's with a team from Electrosmash. And what they've done is make a guitar pedal, a digital guitar pedal, that works with an Arduino UNO or an Arduino Duo. And we're going to learn about kind of Ray's journey, and we're also going to learn about this pedal, how it works, and learn some really neat stuff about guitar pedals in general. So let's go ahead and start that conversation now, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Well, hello, Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, thank you very much for having me here today. I'm really happy to be with you and to share all this info with your people.
Oh, fantastic. So, I really want to talk about the Electrosmash and the pedalSHIELDs that you guys have made and open sourced. But I think before we dive into that, I'm a little curious about your story and how you got into electronics. And I'm assuming that you're also a music junkie, but I can't be sure of that. So I'm just kind of curious if you could tell us a little bit about your journey to what you're up to now.
Yeah, I think all of us, we have a journey that leads us to this, to where we are. For me in particular, I'm an electronic engineer. I've been working in several companies and always doing, classic electronic designs. I've been working in aerospace, consumer electronics. I've been also in the credit card industry doing these chips that go into the credit cards. I've been also in broadcasting industry. Here and there, I have a long background in electronics. And I guess someday you realize you have some passion for audio, for music, and you try to blend this interest in audio or your passion in music with your knowledge. And that's why Electrosmash, which is our website, was born. In Electrosmash, we are 3 people. We are 2 electronic engineers that we make most of the electronic design, PCBs, and the software and everything. And we also have 1 graphic designer for us, and she's a very talented woman that does all the logos for us. She does all the designs. I don't know if you have the time to check our PCBs, but all the PCBs we do, they have like a beautiful design on the back of it. We print with a silk screen beautiful logos or flowers or whatever we have.
I did have a chance to look at those PCBs, and wow, how fantastic. Just so aesthetically beautiful. It looked so neat.
Thank you.
How long have you been in business now?
Electrosmash has been on, I think, 3 or 4 years now. I don't remember right now, but yeah, around 3 years. It's quite young, let's say.
And so I'm kind of curious how you decided to design a pedal that worked with the Arduino UNO and one with the Arduino Duo.
Yeah, we have this curiosity and we love opening guitar pedals. So we start analyzing and looking at other people's design. And at some point we realized come on, we can do something open source and we can try to use some open source tools to do these kind of things. And at that time, Arduino was quite a successful and still it is quite successful and open and easy to find resource. So we just focus, we find the best board for us at that time was Arduino UNO. That's the first design we did. And we just take pieces of this pedal, this other pedal, we put this thing here, this thing there, and we build this programmable guitar pedal, joining other pieces, because I think the guitar pedal industry is all about joining other people's pieces and create your own flavor.
And so somebody can actually program their own effects into a pedal, essentially, or into this pedal? Is that like the premise?
Yeah, it's like this. It's all the hardware is open hardware. We always wanted to keep this project open so people can contribute, people can take it, change it, people can do whatever they want. So basically, it's an open hardware, and you can program your own sound. I think that's the cool idea. You don't need to learn a very difficult DSP programming language. You don't need to invest a lot of time and effort learning new things. It's just plain C language, and you can create a very simple or very difficult, it's up to you, sounds out of your own code. So you have several sketches online. We have I think 10, 15 pedals online, so you can check our clean or volume or delay or echo, reverb. We have also some synthesizers, some different tools, so you can check how we did it, and you can change and make your own sound. So that's the idea. I want the people to take our design and have a look at it and change it or keep it and use our sounds or change them. That's the point. That's
fantastic. And they can do that just in the software. They don't need to. Is it also a matter of adding different components to the PCB, or is all the hardware there to kind of modulate that sound?
The hardware is kind of finished, so the hardware is quite simple. It just takes the guitar signal, you amplify it a little, so the Arduino board can read it properly. So you have a simple amplifier or buffer that amplifies a little the signal. You send it to the Arduino board, and then with your code you can modify whatever you want. And then when it's modified, you again send it out, and pedalSHIELD will take this signal and will create a beautiful output signal. So the thing is that you don't need to study difficult programming languages. The hardware is quite close. You don't need to add much hardware. The hardware is there. If you want to add something, you are very welcome. If you want to do whatever you want, it's very open. So you can add whatever you want. But normally people just keep the hardware as it is, and they just focus in the software. So
when I was a kid, I used to play around a little bit with bass guitar, kind of had a garage band and that type of thing. And I always thought the pedals were cool, because you could throw on distortion and, that type of stuff. And I had a friend who was really into guitar, and he had a bunch of different pedals, different guitar pedals. And, one would be for one noise, one would be for another.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm curious, is the difference between one pedal and another? Is it the hardware in there that's changing that sound, or is it just the software that the manufacturer has changed from one pedal to the next, or maybe it's just independent? I don't know.
Now, traditionally, all these guitar pedals, they have always been analog guitar pedals. That means that the hardware is fixed, and it's very different from one pedal to another. So traditionally, I'm talking like the classic guitar pedals or classic bass pedals, which are out there, which they are beautiful designs. You open these classic guitar pedals or bass pedals, they are beautiful. You can see different brands like Bose or MXR or Dunlop doing these classic designs. They are beautiful. And all of them are completely different. They have nothing to do one with each other. So they are very, very, very different one from the other. But nowadays, this trend is kind of, I'm not saying it's changing, but we have another philosophy too, which is that the digital pedals. So digital pedals are basically, you can inject the guitar signal, and in the DSP domain, in the digital domain, you can change that, you can do whatever you want. So I think nowadays there are some commercial guitar pedals which are digital, and these digital guitar pedals can emulate any sound. So you have a single digital pedal, and they can do a delay effect or a distortion or whatever you want to do, and they are digital. There is always this big fight that they say that analog guitar pedals, they always sound better than digital guitar pedals, and of course there are big difference between a digital and an analog guitar pedal, but from the DIY point of view and from the hobbyist point of view, it's fantastic to have the opportunity to do at home a DIY guitar pedal, a digital one, and you can try to create your own sounds.
That's so cool. That makes perfect sense. So I'm curious, Ray, with your customer base, are they people who are kind of like yourself, who are also into electronics or maybe programming, and they also happen to be musicians, or are you finding that musicians come to you and then learn, get exposed to the programming and stuff? Or
yeah, we have all sorts of people here. I don't like to call them customers, because we always focus Electrosmash like a joining point, so we can share ideas. We sell some things online, but we always try just to get the money to pay the domain and to pay all the prototypes we do and everything. We don't want to convert this thing to transform this thing into a business. I think that's ugly. When you lose all this fresh hobby and hippie point of view of doing these things because you like it, all the magic is gone. Hopefully we all have jobs. This is just a hobby for us. We call it a full-time hobby. Hopefully all of us, we have a job. And this is like a hobby we do after office when we have some time, so we can talk with our friends here. So our customer base, as you said, we have all sorts of people. We have like a lot of electronic people that they have a very deep knowledge in electronics, and sometimes they share fantastic ideas with us, but they are not as good as in software. So they want to improve maybe their software skills, and they have this thing that join both worlds. And at the same time, we also have a very smart programmers here that they have a fantastic ideas from the software or programming point of view, but they are not as good as hardware designers. So they are sometimes struggling to do the soldering, or they don't know how to place this cap, or how to this diode is this side, or is this way, or is upside down. So we have also all sorts of age. We have very young guys, which I love them, that they join us to start learning, and they struggle in everything, but it's fantastic to start so young, so you can have this tool at home, and as a hacker you can try to change it, you can try to program another thing, and maybe made another completely different thing out of this pedalSHIELD. And we also have some kind of very experienced people that they have a fantastic knowledge, and they have a very good ideas, and very, from experience, they know a lot. So also they share with us. So in a nutshell, I think we have all sorts of people. That's the beauty of having an online platform that anybody can approach. Experience and not experience, young and old people. That's the point. That's the good thing of us.
So if somebody wants to check out the pedal, do you offer like a completed pedal, or are they sold in kits? How is that done?
Well, we have everything. We have a forum, and in the forum you have all the PCBs and all the transfers. So if you want to do it at home for free, I encourage people to do it. Do it yourself. All the tools are out there. Everything is for free. So you can do the PCB at home. You can download the software for free, and you can use the Arduino software, which is also for free. And you can do everything from scratch for free at home. You can also, I think the list of all the components that are needed to build the pedalSHIELD is also online, so you can just download it, check it. We share the part number, so you can look it in this Mouser or Farnell or all these online stores, so you can do it everything yourself. And I really encourage people to try it, do it yourself, and that's why we create all this documentation, and we do everything for the people that they can try it. From my experience, I'm terrible doing PCBs at home. I did it before. That's why we sell the PCBs. So if you want to skip all this nasty task of doing the PCBs at home with all the ASICs and ACs and all this dodgy stuff, we also sell the PCBs, and also we sell all the components. So you can choose if you just want the PCB from us, or you can buy the components from us, or we also have a full kit that includes the PCB and all the components and also some plastic parts, so you can build everything at home. So we offer the opportunity of doing it at home for you for free, so you don't need to pay us anything. We don't want that money. Or you can buy from us the PCB, or you can buy from us all the components, all the PCBs and everything. So we try to keep this thing open, so you can adjust your budget and your knowledge, and you can buy from us, or you can do it yourself at home.
Well, that's fantastic. You got a lot of options then. That's neat.
Yeah.
What would you say was the most challenging part of designing the pedal?
Well, in the beginning, when we got the idea, like, let's try to do this programming guitar pedals. So you can do this, you can have this hacking platform, and you can try to do your own sounds at home. We first start looking for platforms, and Arduino is the best one, because you have all these forums sharing a lot of knowledge, so you just type these words in Google and you can get a lot of answers, a lot of topics in forums, and you can advance, you can progress in a very fast way. So we decided to go for Arduino. We found that Arduino Duo was the best option for us, because it has a digital to analog converters and analog to digital converters. So you can transfer the guitar signal to the digital domain, and once you have played with the signal, you can also transfer the signal from the digital to the analog domain. So we decided to go for the Arduino Duo, and then we start doing the PCB, or the circuit board that was joining parts of all the guitar pedals I have at home. I took this cap from this pedal, I put it here. At that time, I didn't have much money to buy online, and I get parts from different pedals, and then we have, let's say, like a prototype, which was like a bunch of spaghetti wires going up and down, and we have all these parts from different pedals. So we decided, okay, we have to make this thing like more clean. So we did a PCB. The first one was wrong, throw it away. We did a second PCB, it was also wrong, but the third PCB was beautiful and it worked perfectly. So after all these stages, like having the idea, checking that it was feasible, that you can program and you can create sounds, we go ahead, we did this prototype, and then we finished doing the PCBs.
That's fantastic. And so you started with the Duo, and now you have one that works with an Arduino, or with an Arduino UNO.
Yeah, I think Arduino UNO is the board that everybody has at home. Is so easy, it's so cheap, and it's so easy to find. The Duo is not so easy to find nowadays. You can find it in Amazon, and you can find it on eBay. So also very easy. But I don't know. I have a UNO at home. That's I think the first board. We didn't go for UNO in the beginning because it doesn't have digital to analog converters. But doing some tricks, we skip this problem, we avoid it, and we end up having a beautiful guitar pedal. It's also we learn all the good things we did in the Duo, and we put it in the UNO, and also we add, so you get this knowledge from the first design, you put it here, and you also add some other stuff you think is also interesting. So we port the original design to the UNO, and nowadays, I think this week, I'm also trying to port the design to the Mega board, because I think the Mega is also a very interesting board, and I want this design to be like available for the better. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. I mean, the Arduino or the UNO seems to be the most common one that you see out there, but Mega's great too.
You want to reach more people, you have to go for the most common platform, and it sounds beautiful, and it's very easy to do.
So, do you? What does your team have planned for the future? Any future boards you have or shields you have in mind?
Well, the thing is, we love audio, we love music, and we still love opening other audio devices and analyzing them. So I think our plans are keep on opening guitar pedals and publishing how they work, because I think that's very interesting from the hobbyist point of view to know how other guitar pedals are designed, so you can get this idea and put it in your design. So I think our plans are continuing opening guitar pedals and continuing publishing how they work, because that's the aim for Electrosmash. And of course, we also look forward to design some bits of equipment. As I say, I'm finishing this week to make the pedalSHIELD working for the Mega board. We also have an open source amplifier in our website. It's a small guitar amplifier that is also open hardware, open software, and all the documentation is online, so people can look it. And of course, we are continuing checking other Arduino boards and also other people's board, like Raspberry Pi is a beautiful design. So maybe we can try to make a shield for the Pi, or there is also the PIC controllers, which were very popular some years ago. So we're trying also to find some boards and try to see if we can do some audio devices with these other boards. So we are very open. We always get new ideas, and we always try to make something that we can publish and people can find it cool. We just try to make cool things for cool people.
That's awesome. Speaking of cool things, I was checking out your website, and I must say, Electrosmash is just a fantastic name. I don't know how you came up with it. So I love that. I love the logo, and then and also I know we mentioned the PCBs looking really neat, and I also saw that there was some kind of 3D printed enclosures or semi-enclosures. I guess those looked awesome too. But I really wanted to talk about the website. And just for anybody out there listening, if you want to get an education about, what's going on in some of those pedals, I just loved how you guys did that with those different articles on there, just kind of very clearly talking about the hardware inside and how it was happening. It was such a pleasure to kind of go from article to article and just be like, wow, I had no idea. That was just a fantastic effort upon your team's part to do that. I really liked it.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your positive words. We put a lot of effort and a lot of love in our articles. We always want to make them clear. Sometimes when you talk about electronics, it's very difficult to find the level of being clear and not too simple, but not too complex, because, people of all sorts go and check these things. So we always try to make it clear, not too easy, not too difficult. And it's beautiful because we have a very talented graphic designer that makes all the logos and all the images for us, and she puts these things here and there and makes the website looks like clean and neat. We always try to make people understand how easy and how simple it is to understand some guitar pedals. So we try also the website to look clean and simple, so people can go easier.
Yeah, it's definitely a wonderful website, and we'll make sure to link to it in the show notes. So Ray, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk, and I learned a lot about Electrosmash and about the pedals, and that's really exciting, and I'm sure people listening also have too. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with?
Not really. I'm pretty happy to be here with you tonight, and I hope that this thing could be use of somebody else. We always try to share knowledge. I think that it's very cool to share knowledge, not just keep ideas for yourself. And I really encourage people that when they have some idea or some project, please make it public so people can access it, and you will benefit a lot from other people's ideas and other people's points of view. And that's the beauty of internet, and that's the tool that we have in our hands.
Well said. Ray, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Okay, I really enjoyed it, and thanks for everything.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Man, Ray is such a well-spoken person. It just amazes me how much people know sometimes. And I was dead serious about their website being a great resource. If you're interested in how any of that audio electronics works in those pedals, definitely want to check it out. Really interesting explanations of the engineering that goes into those pedals. And of course, you can also check out all the documentation that they have for the pedalSHIELD UNO and the pedalSHIELD Duo. Well, as always, thanks so much for listening. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the show, I'd love for you to go into iTunes and rate and review and subscribe if you haven't yet. It kind of helps us spread the word about what we're doing. And you can also let us know about some topics you might like to see on the show, maybe some guests that you have in mind. That'd be awesome too. Well, hey, I hope the very best for you. Hope the rest of your day, night, evening, whatever is just wonderful. I'd like to finish up by dedicating this show to Tony. Hey, I know you're listening. I just want to let you know you are an inspiration. I know all can seem lost, just dismal, yet it doesn't even faze you. You just keep the hope. You're a true modern stoic, and I tell you, thanks for that inspiration. All right, well, hey, I hope you have a great one. Bye.
This show is produced by Programming Electronics Academy, an online technology education company. We exist to help you create the technology you want in your life. If you are interested in learning more about Arduino, we welcome you to sign up for our free Arduino Crash Course, a 12-part video series with accompanying written lessons designed to teach the basics of programming Arduino. To register for the course, simply text your email address to 440-701-5311, or you can visit programmingelectronics.com and sign up there.